Hey y'all, so this weekend I'm working on making some cold weather outfits, and so we're just gonna have a crafty sewing weekend, probably extend it to the week because it's Sunday. But I've already started, so let's just jump into it and I'll show you where we're at. So I have 3 skirts that I'm trying to make this weekend because I have 3 outfits that I'm trying to make. The tops are all knitwear, which I will not be doing. So let me move over. I'll show you the outfit inspo right here. If you watched my swatch haul, you already had a precursor to this, but I will be making the VikiSews Lais skirt as well as the Stanwyck Gourd circle skirt by Charm Patterns. So I've already cut everything out except for one because it's going to be a thrift flip. I'll show you that later when I get to it, but let me show you the fabric I'm using for the... Ooh, getting a little shaky. Let me show you the fabric I'm using for the circle skirt as well as the lace skirt is kind of like an A-line trapeze skirt. So let me show you both. So this is the fabric for the lace skirt. It is a poly wool with a herringbone pattern on it. And it's very soft. I love it so much. This is the pattern. So you can see this one's a mini skirt. Like that's the top and that's the bottom. But it's like longer than a mini. So it's not too short. It's appropriate for cold weather. I'll wear tights under it. So if you saw my haul, you already saw the swatch of this. I ended up ordering it. It's a dead stock fabric. So I can't link it. I can't really link any of these fabrics. But this is the... it's a gourd circle skirt, so I'm very excited about it. Pattern matching this took forever. I was so exhausted afterwards. And the tape just represents the right side as long as where the grain lines are, so I don't mix anything up. And then this is the lining. I've already sewed and serged the lining because I wanted to make sure it was the right length. Because you do have to let it drop, so I just cut it too long. And I have the serger out because I'm serging all of the pieces of this before assembly. And so my plan is to put the gourd circle skirt together and then let it hang and then go to the store, like take a break, go to the store and look for some more coordinating tops for all these outfits that I'm trying to make because I have 2 tops right now, but I need 1 more. I technically need 2 more, but we'll see what we find. I'll take you all with me for that, and then I'll work on the other 2 skirts because they're going to be the same. They're both going to be the lace skirt. I'll work on those later today, or if I'm too tired, I'll work on them tomorrow. But let me serge all these pieces, and then we'll get to assembly. I'm just matching up the stripes for my back pieces. I will admit I cut this badly on the back because I didn't think until the very end that I should have matched I should have cut directly in the diamond of the plaid, so it'd be a lot easier. It would just look a lot more seamless when I try to match it. And so some of them, like on the back side pieces, the blue stripe is off, but the stripe I cared about matching the most was the pink because it is glaringly in your face. But that's just something to keep in mind. And then you just gotta go for it. You can't be scared. So once I get done doing that, I'm gonna sew it and then I'm gonna press all my seams open. I just got to the store and it is 3 o'clock. I finished up the back of the skirt and then I decided to add pockets. I'll show you that when I get back. But it closes at 6 because everything closes early on Sunday in Texas. So I was like, you gotta go because it's kind of far away from my house. I'm at the Dillard's Clearance Center if you're in the DFW area. And this one's cool because it's actually like they get stuff from, it's actually an outlet. They don't make it just for the outlet. So they get stuff from all of the stores in the country. So what we're looking for is some rib knit tops or sweaters. I have certain colors. I wrote a list. Let's go shopping. imagining. Okay, so it was a bit of a bust, unfortunately. I only really loved that red and black sweater, and so I went and looked at which was not a planned purchase. A red sweater was, but I was like, oh, you can wear this with like a black skirt or like black trousers or something. Which, yeah, but it was made out of acrylic, which was like, it was really warm. I was like, oh my God. And then the line to check out, I was like, I'm not waiting in this line just for one sweater. It's like, I like it, but I don't love it that much. So I left it behind. So now I'm going to go, I actually need to go Joann to get more interfacing before they close, and so I can work on the other two skirts while the circle skirt is hanging. So I'm gonna go Joann really quickly. Well, really quickly. I'm gonna go to one by my house. But I think we have time. I think they close in like 2 hours, so I'll get home by then. But I'll see you at Joann. Cello. It's the next day. I didn't get a lot of sewing done today because it's a work day. So I basted, where did we leave off? I was sewing up the side seams and pressing them. Did that on the skirt, so it's basically assembled. And then I basted the waistband to the skirt just to make sure I liked the length and how everything fit before it dropped. I love it. I think it looks so good. So that's done. Now I just need to cut out the waistband and pop it in, and then also put the zipper in. And then this is done. I can just let it hang tonight. And I can work on the other skirts. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to take a break and eat real quick. I just wanted to catch you all up on what was happening. And then I'm going to start working on stuff and rip this yellow waistband out. All right, the waistband is in. I am not doing this the way she says to do it. So she just has the waistband, or sorry, the zipper stop at the beginning of the waistband. She also does a lapped zipper. Lapped zipper. I'm doing an invisible zipper instead because that's just my personal preference, and I wanted it to come all the way up. So I put part of the waistband in and sewed one side of the zipper down, and then I basted the other side of the zipper in to make sure my stripes lined up, and they do, so I'm going to put it in for real. And then I'll just put the other part of the zipper in, or sorry, other part of the waistband in, sew across the top, and I'll have to slip stitch or stitch in the ditch to get it to curl up under, just like a normal waistband if you've ever done it. And I can walk you through that. And then this will be done. So I have the waistband pin basted on, but now this skirt is hanging so that it can drop. It's done for now. And then I've started working on my second skirt. So this is just the pockets. If you make this skirt, the pockets are the most tedious part. I also did the waistband last night. My waistband is different than the patterns because I had to make a curved waistband, but that's done. And then I'm just going to put the pockets together and then put them in, and I'll show you my progress. This is the front. As you can see, I got the pocket facing and pocket bag in, and this does lay flatter. I pressed it on my ham, and then this one, I don't know what to do with this. So I will say the most important thing with this skirt is you got to get the pockets right, otherwise this is gonna look a mess. I need to serge this edge and then also attach the other pocket bag. And then you're supposed to base the sides, and then like the front is done basically. So it comes together quickly, but it is a bit no, it doesn't come together quickly. Hold on. It takes its time. The pocket is intricate, But if you get, it's not hard, it's just a lot of steps, like a lot of pressing and understitching and whatnot. But if you can get that right, and then once you do, the rest is like super easy on the skirt. And I can say this because this is my 3rd time making this skirt. I'll go into more detail, like more sew along style with the plaid version. But for this one, yeah, it wasn't that hard at all. I may modify the pocket on the plaid version, we'll see. But I'm flying through it, so I'm gonna do the other pocket bag and then maybe sew the darts in the back and attach the backs to the front. We'll see. Also, I don't know if I said it has an exposed zipper. I'm doing an invisible zipper because I think the exposed zipper is ugly. So I'm not doing that. Hello. So I think 2 days has passed since we last talked. Yeah, that sounds right. So I was not in a good mood, so I just filmed what I was doing versus talking through it, which I'm okay with. So let me catch you up. You've seen the sewing montage. I sewed the side seams, serged the pocket bags, put in the back darts and pressed them, and then I put in the waistband. And I was like, it's a little small. Doing a lot of easing. Did fit. Couldn't get the skirt close. I was like, never mind. So I just recut a waistband, a non-curved waistband. Hopefully this should fit. And I extended it. A part of me is like concerned this video might be getting a little long. So I might end up only doing 2 skirts in the video versus 3. We'll see. I have not started editing at all. Putting this waistband in, and hopefully everything, it looks like everything's gonna fit just fine. Let me put the waistband in and then put the zipper in. So put the waistband in, and I threw in a little label with a decorative stitch because I like to be fancy. And then I'm just putting the zipper in like a regular invisible zipper because that's what I'm using. For the pattern, let me scroll down. You can see they're using like a metal exposed zipper, and I do have one of those. I just don't like the look of it because you can see the zipper on the outside. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to put it in like normal and then sew up the back. I'm working on the lining. It's a bagged lining, which I've never done before, but I'm very excited to learn how to do this. But in the meantime, I have pinned the lining right side together to the waistband because the lining is shorter than the skirt, and I'm going to sew all along here and then sew it to the zipper, and then I think work on some funky stuff with the hem. We'll see. I sewed the lining like they told me to, or the instructions said, and then I had to tack it down at each of the darts as well as the pockets and the side seams and stuff. So I'm going to flip it inside out and show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. I think it looks really nice. So I need to press everything thoroughly, but it looks good. There's my label right there. And I did sew the zipper in, or attach the zipper to the lining like that. Like I said, everything needs to be pressed. So now I have to bag the skirt to the lining. So we'll see how that goes. It took me 3 times to get this right. So I have successfully bagged the lining. It looks okay. Like, as you can see, it's not perfect. And I need to do my hand sewing on here. I have a couple critiques or like things I'll do differently next time I sew this pattern. But this is done. I just need to do that. But overall, I do like the skirt. I think it's very cute. And then, I know I look like a troll. Please ignore that. So I finished doing the hand sewing on my Stanwyck skirt. So now I just need to hem it. And I'm just going to use bias binding. I'm looking at it. It's like right there. I'm just going to use bias binding on the raw hem of the wool because it frays a lot. And then I'll just fold it up. And then for the lining, I'll probably just like serge that or do a rolled hem. We'll see what I feel like doing. But I'm open to suggestions of how to get the waistband to be a bit stronger because it's a really heavy skirt. All the wool is heavy. But once I get done hemming it, everything's done on it. So then I'll show you how I'm going to style them. And I'll give you my final thoughts in a wrap up. But anyway, let me hem this and then I'll show you the final thing. I felt like I should give my final thoughts on this skirt. So I, first of all, love it. Think it came out pretty good. Did learn some things, which is interesting because I've made the Stanwyck skirt plenty of times before. What I did differently, and I talked about this, is I added pockets to the side seams versus the patch pockets that come with the pattern. And I did actually end up hand sewing the hem. Like you all, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that to focus with my face in the front. Actually did end up hand sewing the hem like I said I would, and like I said I wouldn't, but I just thought it looked nicer. I was like, you've come this far, like do it right. And what else? This skirt is very warm. It's very heavy. It's so heavy to the point that I had to add a waist stay to it. And that has definitely helped support the weight of it, which I've never added a waist stay to the skirt. I'll pop in a clip right here of what it looks like. And I also, so it naturally is hitting on my lower waist. We've talked about this before, how I'm short-waisted. So if it came up on my actual waist, it'd be sitting right here, which would look ridiculous. So I like where it falls, but just, you know, something to consider. I didn't alter it. That's just how it sits. And it definitely dropped quite a bit, which is fine. I trimmed it to just below the knee, which I think is perfect for winter. And I plan on wearing it with tights. I'm actually going to wear it next Friday. So I think the skirt came out pretty good overall. And I'm very happy with it. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. But overall, I like it. And I think it turned out great. Let's move on to the next skirt. All right, and here we have skirt number 2, the VikiSews Lais. So I have a lot of thoughts about this skirt. I like how it came out in general. Like, I think the lines are good. I think it's very flattering on me, but there are some things I would do differently next time just with the construction. So I think with the interfacing, you interface the whole skirt. I think with the interfacing, it makes it a bit thick, and because you don't trim or you don't grade any of the seams because it's fully lined. And I think that it just makes it so you can't like fully get your seams as flat as you can. Like, I have a clapper, so that helps. But if you don't, I could see how that would be frustrating, especially depending on how thick your fabric is. And my fabric is pretty thick. I love that I dropped the waistline. I think that helps with the proportions. This is a weird fitting sweater, so we have to find like some alternatives. And I like the look with the boots. These are not the boots I'd planned to wear with it, but I already own these. I want looser fitting boots for this look. But I think I'm accomplishing what the IG girlies are doing, so I'm happy about that. And I like all the mods I made. I said the next one I would probably make like an inch longer, just because I feel like this is a little short for winter. Summer, I'm about this length all day. But winter and fall, I feel like I have to wear tights and whatnot. I have long legs for my body shape, but like even I can admit like this a little much. And I probably would not bag the lining again, only because I think it's really thick on the bottom, so it's hard to get the seams flat. But beyond that, I plan on making another one. Spoiler alert, I've already got the fabric and everything, so you'll see it later this month. But I think this came out pretty good. And the pockets are like super deep. I like it. But I think it came out pretty good. So those are my thoughts. And that is me making outfits inspired by Instagram and Pinterest. And finally making the outfits I keep saving. I really like, I mean, I think this is really cute, this look. So I think it came out pretty well. If you like this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in a couple of days.